Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have subtropical depression 4. And so I tried making a video earlier this week, but I scrapped it, and I said in the video I was 100% positive that this would not form because just yesterday it was 20% and now it formed into tropical depression 4, which is very confusing in my opinion, but it formed. So it's 35 miles per hour, and still is moving east northeast at 9 miles per hour. It was the first storm not to affect land other than that. So we haven't had a storm that hasn't affected land yet so far in the season. So that is pointing some signs, but it is expected to dissipate by 2 p.m. Thursday. And so this is the 5 p.m. advisory. And another advisory is going to pop up, which it could possibly become Dolly. And in the Eastern Pacific, we have 4 tropical disturbances. So this one is 40%, medium 60%, because it's going to be really long reading them. The other one is 50, 60, 50 in 2 days, 60 in 5. This one is 0 in 48 hours, which is 2 days, and 5 days is 60%. And then finally we have 5 days, 20%. So 4 disturbances. If all of these would form, this would be record breaking because 4 storms would be at the same time in the East Pacific, and I think that happened. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, 1,009 millibars, 30 knots, and this is what it looks like on satellite imagery. So this is it on satellite imagery. It does look like that it could be a tropical storm by tonight, and I'll post another video if it does. But basically, there's this track. That's the exact location. This is one of the spaghetti models. No models predicted making landfall. Yeah, no spaghetti models. Only about 4 models predicted coming a tropical storm, and the rest just predicted staying as a low pressure. So this is the same system. And so invest 92E. So that's just a spaghetti model. It could possibly be the B name. I forgot it again. Somehow I predict this a tropical storm because of where it is heading to, and there might be like a bunch of moisture in that area. And so yeah, so now let's look at the models. The GFS model first, as usual. So far it shows nothing. The GFS model predicts some Eastern Pacific storms. So obviously in that little corner you can see the Eastern Pacific, but after this, and then there's a little tropical wave, but then it doesn't form. And then we see a subtropical storm possibly, and then we see a tropical storm hitting the Florida Panhandle. I think I saw 2. I think that was 2. So this could be shocking, and for the next couple weeks, we don't know yet. So now we're on the CMC model. You see the Eastern Pacific starting to get a bit more active with a strong storm. I think that's the one with, yep, and it hits Mexico. So the CMC model does not show anything. And then the NAVGEM model, let's look at 12Z because it's fully loaded. So nothing so far except for this little tiny storm or wave in the Gulf of Mexico. So yeah, nothing either. The icon model, the only model that's showing stuff is the GFS model. Again, that wave in the Gulf, except it's expanding. And then in the Eastern Pacific, you see that storm. So, yeah, nothing. Finally, the Euro model. Euro also shows some potential development in the Eastern Pacific. Then it doesn't show anything else. So now let's look at this model right here, the anomaly. So for July 2020, obviously we're subtropical depression 4 is right now. It is really warm up there, but like right there, no storms can form over, like in the dead middle. So in August, things start to heat up in the Gulf and as well in the Caribbean, but not as much. It's still same temperatures, cold and warm. So for September, really warm in the Gulf and as well pretty much warm. October, it gets really cool in the Gulf, so I don't predict any storms in the Gulf. I mean, these change probably every week, so I don't know, it keeps on showing up as different stuff, but it does show, it keeps on agreeing on that it could possibly get cooler. But November, where the La Nina, October, November is where the La Nina is expected to start, and I don't see it yet. And then December, yep, I see it. It gets really warm in the Caribbean. And so, yeah, let's look back at the models. And now we are going to the Eastern Pacific. So, it does show some. So this model doesn't show anything right now in the Eastern Pacific. Oh, yes, it does. It shows. Let's play the animation. So this is before. And yeah, this is after. So it shows some storms in the Eastern Pacific. 1, 2, I see 3, 4. And this one looks like it's going to become a hurricane, a Category 1, the first hurricane of the Eastern Pacific season. We see our fifth storm, which hits Mexico. And then it looks like a crystal ball 2.0. Yep, that is 2 Gulf storms. So that is the GFS model now. Looking at the CMC model. So it also does show some storms, like the strong, some heavy rain. So the CMC model predicts that storm to hit Mexico. Let's look at the NAVGEM model. So the NAVGEM model doesn't show anything actually. It only shows like a tiny bit of a tropical storm. The icon model, which I don't think it will show anything either. Oh, yes, it does. It shows some tropical storms, like about 3 low pressures, but only three. I see 3. And so the strong one, it doesn't predict it become strong. So basically what it did was it just dissipated. The icon model doesn't predict it being strong. Only reason why I'm partly trusting that model is because it got everything right for the 29. No, it got the 3 storms right for 2019, but like that's it. So it does. So the Euro model does predict a strong storm as well. And so El Nino is expected for Eastern Pacific, and obviously you can see it right there. So for July, we see some warm waters, but obviously it is expected to be El Nino. In August, I don't expect anything to really form down here. September, October. So I think by 2021, it might be an active season. Obviously, the cold water isn't there anymore, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, like this video, share, comment, do that other stuff, and bye.